Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the HEG Limited's Q1 FY2024 earnings conference call organized by SKP Securities Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after management's opening remarks. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Naveen Agrawal, Head Institutional Equities at SKP Securities Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to welcome you on behalf of HEG Limited and SKP Securities to this financial results conference call with the leadership team at HEG Limited. We have with us Mr. Ravi Jhunjhunwala, Chairman, Managing Director and CEO, and Mr. Riju Jhunjhunwala, Vice Chairman, along with their colleagues, Mr. Manish Gulati, Executive Director, Mr. Om Prakash Ajmera, Group CFO, and Mr. Gulshan Kumar Sakuja, CFO. We'll have the opening remarks from Mr. Jhunjhunwala, followed by a Q&A session. Thank you, and over to you, Ravi.
Thank you, Naveen. Friends, good afternoon and welcome to our financial results conference call for the first quarter fiscal year 2023-24. As per World Steel Association's data, steel production in the first 6 months of the calendar year 23, that is January-June, was lowered by about 4% to 408 million tons, against 425 million tons in the first half of 2022. And it is expected to remain subdued in the rest of the next 6 months as well. However, World Steel Association outlook projects that steel demand would rebound in the next few quarters and is likely to increase by about 4% in 2024. It has been known for quite some time that steel industry alone accounts for about 7% of the global carbon emissions in the world. It also accounts for about 23% of industrial carbon emissions. The Western world, especially the US and the Western Europe, are making serious efforts to decarbonize the steel industry in the near future. Steel produced through blast furnace emits about 4 times more carbon than the same steel produced through the electric arc furnace. This backdrop, the Western world steel production through electric arc furnace minus China, which used to be about 54% in 2016, has now already reached about 50% in 2022, going up by about 78 million tons from 357 million in 15 to 435 million tons in 2022. Several steel bodies in the world expect electric arc furnace production minus China to further increase by about 100 million tons by 2030, taking the electric arc furnace production from its current level of 435 million tons to 535 million tons, which means an additional demand of graphite electrode to the extent of anywhere in the region of 160 to 190,000 tons. Similarly, OECD too expects new capacities of EAF minus China of about 53 million tons to be operational by 2026, and another about 45 million tons by conversions of blast furnaces into electric arc furnaces by 2030. So this again matches with the WSA figure of about 100 million tons of new electric arc furnaces coming into operation in the next 6-7 years. This would mean a substantial increase in demand of our products all over the world. And since we have been exporting about 2/3 of our production to some 30+ countries for a very long time, we are well set to meet this demand from HEG. We are closely tracking about 60 million tons of new electric arc furnace capacities between Europe and US, of which about 7 million tons have already started, and another 18 million tons are likely to be in operation in the next 2 years, and the rest between 2006 and 2029-30. With this backdrop, our timely decision to expand our capacity by about 20,000 tons per annum is likely to yield good results. While we remain solidly upbeat about the continuous growth of electric arc furnace steel production in the coming decade, resulting into a continuous rise in electrode demand, at present we are seeing a period of subdued steel production the world over due to several global factors which all of us are aware, which is likely to continue through the end of 2023, resulting into subdued demand for our products in the next few quarters. Now turning to China. China, which only produced about 5% of steel through electric arc furnace till about 5 years ago, is currently at a level of 12% and is aiming to reach 20% by 2025. We believe electric arc furnace will grow at a CAGR of about 3 to 3.5% in the next decade, which would directly translate into a substantial increase in graphite electrode demand. All this sounds very exciting for us at HEG, as no new capacities in the electrode industry have been announced by any other graphite company in the Western world. Now, a word about our expansion. Production of graphite electrodes, as you know, is a long process which entails 5 different processes. 4 of these are already in operations for last few months. So the last one is under trial and is likely to go on stream fairly soon. In our expansion, we have used some of the best and most modern equipments and technologies which we believe will take us to the next level of enhanced capabilities in terms of quality as well as cost competitiveness. We at HEG have been operating the world's largest plant under one roof, capacity of 80,000 tons for a long time, and with our expansion to 100,000 tons very soon going to be operational, we are in a strong position to take advantage of the growth in demand of our products. Now a couple of words about our new subsidiary, PACC. Our new project of graphite anode is progressing well, and we have started our pilot plant which will facilitate trials. The land acquisition of this project is already achieved. We expect to complete the first phase of the project, make about 10,000 tons of anodes by mid-2025. Friends, in conclusion, our first quarter 23-24 has been fairly satisfactory given the very tough market conditions. The next 2-3 quarters may see margins coming under some pressure, but we are fully confident of the demand coming back from 2024 onwards, and will take full advantage of our expanded capacities and competitive costs. We have all the technological capabilities, operational efficiencies, and market reach to take our company forward and to succeed and thrive in all emerging situations, create long-term value for our shareholders. With these words, I'll now pass the floor to our CFO, Gulshan, who will take us through the financial figures. Following that, Riju, our Vice Chairman, Manish, our Executive Director, and Gulshan will all be very delighted to address any inquiries you may have regarding electrodes and graphite anodes. And over to Gulshan now.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I will now briefly take you through the company's operating and financial performance for the quarter ended June 30th, June 2023. For the quarter ended 30th June 2023, HEG recorded revenue from operations of rupees 671 crore as against 722 crore in a corresponding quarter of the previous financial year. During the quarter ended 30th June 2023, the company delivered EBITDA of rupees 178 crore as against 205 crore in the corresponding quarter of the previous year. The company on a standalone basis, recorded a net profit after tax of rupees 98 crore in Q1 FY24 as against 134 crore in the corresponding quarter of the previous year. And on a consolidated basis, the net profit after tax is rupees 139 crores in Q1 FY24 as against 159 crores in the corresponding quarter of the previous FY. The company is a long-term debt-free and had a treasury size of nearly 980 crores as on 30th June 2023. Now, to take out more questions from the participants, the detailed presentation have been uploaded on the company's website and on the stock exchange. Now, we would like to address any question or queries you have in your mind. Thank you. Over to Naveen.
Thank you very much. So we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question and limit themselves to 2 questions. You may join the queue again, time permitting. We will take up the follow-up questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Amol Rao from Kilara Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, just a clarification. Sir, I thought you were expecting to commission our capacity in June, at the end of June. So, slight delay, understandable, but so what is the technicality to which this delay is happening, sir?
You see, as I said, out of 5 operations, 4 have been in operation. So we are getting the additional tonnages from those processes. But obviously, if the 5th one is not yet commissioned, to that extent, we don't have, I can't say that we can produce 100,000 tons as of today.
Okay.
There has been a very, very small breakdown of a very small piece, which is being replaced, and it's coming from Bangalore, and it's a matter of another maximum 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And by end of next month, we should be in business.
I guess there's no harm of foul because anyway the markets are a little sluggish. So
Yeah, exactly.
no hurry to commission.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sir, one more question, and this is more on the business practice. So I realized that you were sitting on something like around 800 crores of inventory last quarter when we spoke, sir, and the business decision is completely fine. So what is the call here on, sir? Do we see that demand still intact for which we have stocked up our finished goods inventory, or has there been a slight change in timelines for that? If it is, I mean, by how much it is?
Manish, would you take that question?
Yeah, I'll take that, sir. See, about inventory, we are not very much off. See, normally, in our business, we make 1.5 months, which is now 2.5 months. So we don't see any issue in liquidating that. Rather, looking at the impending opportunity, we want to have this in our hand so that when the market starts picking up, we will have some additional products to sell in the market. So that inventory is not something like an unmanageable type of thing. As I said, from 1 to 1.5 months of total inventory is 2.5. Just to have one other experiment.
So basically, the outlook remains the same as last quarter, that we want to be stocked with finished good material whenever the demand is and the market is short. Is that correct? So that understanding remains intact, right?
Absolutely, because you see, in our process, exports takes 45 days to make, and the connecting things, we call it, take 5 days. It always happens whenever the market picks up. There are the kind of that product. So we are keeping that additional inventory knowingly, consciously, waiting for the market to turn around.
Fair enough, sir. And sir, I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to ask only 2 questions. One more question, sir, on the spread. Sir, our needle coke, as per your analysis, that needle coke and graphite electrode spread that we usually look at on a rolling 3-month, 6-month, 12-month basis. 6 months usually for us. Is that still more or less intact? More or less? Or has there been some contraction, sir?
Because of the if I were to sell electrode today, the price which we are getting orders, and the needle coke also what should be, we can say the spread is intact. But then when the price is coming down for both electrodes and needle coke takes longer to absorb. I mean, it takes longer to, that price to take effect just because of inventories and our processing cycle. So that way, I would say that the spread is under pressure because not much, but yes, it is under marginal pressure because electrode price as we go quarter by quarter, when they fall, needle coke takes 2 months to catch up to that.
Correct, sir. Correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that clarification, sir. Wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pranay Khandelwal from Alpha Invesco. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Fairly new to the company. My questions have been a little basic. I wanted to understand the demand supply scenario right now of needle coke as critical raw material for our operation. So pricing, demand, and supply of petroleum needle coke.
Shall I, sir?
Yeah, Manish, go ahead.
You see, with our, if you have been tracking our peer group, nobody is running at full capacity. So somebody runs at 45, 50, globally. So there is availability of needle coke as of now. What we expect from our needle coke suppliers is to, help us through with better pricing so that we are able to, go through this time with decent spread. So if your question was for availability, today it is in abundance.
Okay. And can you just give me the numbers, if it's possible, just the industry supply ex of China and from China of needle coke?
That is fairly standard actually. Their capacities have not changed for many years. So it's about, I would say, 650,000. 650,000 should be a close number. Their capacity from China.
Okay, 650 from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And from China, how was that? How much is that?
China has lots of cokes, petroleum cokes, and rather mainly filter-based cokes. That I cannot mention. It must be a large number.
Just to add here, I mean, we hardly import from China. It's not the same quality which you get from Japan or US. In our case, basically in this business, there are only 3-4 producers of needle coke, quality producers, and these are all based out of Europe, US, and Japan.
Oh, all right. And do we have any information of any new supplies that might be coming up in Japan or US?
No. I mean, I think the last new entrant in this business in the Western world probably is about 75 years old. So in the last 60, 70, 75 years, I don't think there has been a new entrant anywhere in the world.
And apart from this new entrant, any actually expansion from the existing players that is planned?
They keep adding a little bit here and there. For them, it's one of the byproducts. So depending upon the demand, they keep increasing or decreasing and replace it by something else. So it's part of a refinery process.
And I believe we must source it on contract. So what must be our average tenure?
It again depends on the market. I mean, these days it's quarterly.
Okay. We do it quarterly. All right.
It basically has to match with our selling cycle. I mean, obviously, if our selling cycle in current market conditions is quarterly, we can't buy coke for 6 months or 9 months. We don't know the price of electrode after 3 months. So it's not practical to buy coke for more than 3 months.
Okay. And do we have any sense of the capacity utilization these players might have in petroleum coke?
As I said, it's exactly connected to the graphite industry. So if we are at 60-70%, they will ideally be 60-70%.
Okay. And does that affect our contracts in any way? Like if the capacity utilization is low or high, is there any impact? Is there any restructuring in our contracts?
No, not at all. Actually, as the chairman said, that since all of us in the field group, the big players, all working at around 60%, the big group suppliers also have to align with that. They cannot keep producing and adding to their inventory. So they are also at the level of 60%. But since we are negotiating with them or concluding contracts quarter by quarter, so there is no change in that such related capacity utilization.
Listen, I mean, just to clarify in simple words, there are only 5-6 players in the graphite industry. There are only 4 or 5 players in the needle coke industry. So everything works in tandem. It's not a commodity where there are hundreds of customers or there are hundreds of suppliers. So everybody works in tandem with each other.
Okay. All right. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abdul Qadir Raja from Ratnabali. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So just 2 questions. First of all, was there any inventory loss in this quarter? And my second question is, if you could please repeat, what is the current status on the graphite anode project? And are there any technology partners with us?
So first question, I mean, Manish, you can answer. Second, Riju will take up.
Sir, I didn't hear the first question very well. Abdul, can you please repeat it for me?
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, is there any inventory loss in this quarter?
Oh, no, not at all. You've seen our results. Very good results. There's no inventory loss. Our pricing is higher than the cost of goods sold. So there was no question of taking any inventory loss in this Q1 or even Q2.
Okay.
Anode. Yeah, you had the second question about anode.
Yes, sir.
Riju.
Yeah, sir, I just wanted to know the current status on our anode project, sir. And are there any technology partners with us?
So we are more or less selected all the machines that we will be importing, and obviously all the hand holding for the plant will be done by them. So there's not one technology partner because we actually sourcing the machines from 4 or 5 different companies, and these are large companies in China. And the current status is that we've got the land with us. It was 100 acres of land in one area, and all the we've now applied for all the clearances like environment clearance, etc. And right now we are still quite hopeful of being on target of around the first quarter 2025 for our first phase.
Okay, that is great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'll come back to you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajit from Nirzar Securities LLP. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So I just have 2 questions. The first one is, sir, what is our strategic development towards energy storage solutions in medium to long term? And second question is, sir, what is our approx replacement cost of our assets? That's it.
Replacement cost of?
Of the assets.
You mean the current capacity of about 100,000 tons?
Yeah.
See, I can give you a very rough estimate because if you have been tracking our industry, you will probably know that ours is the last new greenfield plant put anywhere in the world minus China. And we have been expanding from 10,000 tons to 100,000 tons. So only based on that experience, and our last experience is about 20,000 tons, where we have spent about 1,200 crores. So if you just multiply it by maybe 5 or 6, so probably anywhere between 6 to 8,000 crores. That will be very, very rough. But again, it's not going to be as accurate because ours was a brownfield expansion, and the new greenfield plant is a kettle of fish. So and I'm not even sure that anybody will put 100,000 ton plant to start with. It's a fairly complicated technology, and I'm sure nobody is going to take the risk of putting up a 100,000 ton plant. So maybe the smallest plant viable will be like 30,000-40,000 tons, and probably it will cost in the region of 5,000-6,000 crores.
Okay. And sir, the first question, which was on towards energy storage solutions, like what are our strategies and what is there any development in that, medium to long term?
Viju?
So HEG is not participating in the energy storage solution that we are doing from our different companies, Bhilwara Energy, in which HEG has a 49% stake. And there things are going fairly as per target. We are actively working on 4 different projects, totaling around 120 crores, which should close by the end of this financial year. And as we are seeing more and more traction in that, we are on track to be around 300 crores of projects in this particular year.
So why this question was that in our annual report we have mentioned about, there is one slide about powering the e-mobility drive. So that leveraging our expertise in graphite technology and all these things. So just for that reason I was asking the question. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So any development in this?
Within HEG, we are not doing anything on energy storage because over here we already have our energy coming from the state government. Outside of HEG, yes, we are working on different projects on energy storage.
Okay. See, it's asking for in our annual report, the page referring to powering the e-mobility drive. That is for our new subsidiary, PSCC, in which we are making graphite anode powder, which is one of the components which goes into cells, and the cells goes into batteries, which goes into. So you are referring to that page, and this is faster, and we will be making graphite anode powder from the new subsidiary. It's not in HEG making graphite.
Okay. The powder, sir, I missed your voice between the graphite anode powder will be used in
cells.
Lithium-ion battery.
Yeah, lithium-ion cells.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
That is a project which Riju just explained should be in operation by the second half of 2025.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Deep Mehta from Bank of India Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. No questions from me. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead. Please. Yeah.
First question. What was our capacity utilization and how should we be looking at for the year ahead?
Manish?
Quarter 1 was 90. High 80s and 90, closer to 90 for quarter 1.
For 80,000 capacity.
More than 80,000 capacity.
And for full financial year, what are we expecting?
See the balance quarter of Q3, Q4, as Chairman was saying in his things with subdued demand. So I don't know where we'll finally end up with. Maybe around if you take this our capacity, original capacity, it should be around 80,000 tons.
Sure, sir. This is very helpful. And my second question is regarding our needle coke as a raw material. Recently, Reliance Industries have announced in their annual report that they have developed a technology for manufacturing needle coke. So is this needle coke same as what we use in our plant and can help us in securing our raw material supplies?
Have been trying this, also spoke to us in the past also, and also Indian Oil has been trying. So we'll see what eventually they would need technology from somewhere. We'll see what kind of product they eventually come with, and whether that's suitable to be a high power grade or not. So it needs to be seen.
Okay. So as of now, we don't have very clear visibility on usage of that product.
No.
So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The next question is from the line of Pratim Roy from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for the opportunity. My first question is that the price is hovering around, if I'm not wrong, $1,500 to $1,700 per ton, and graphite electric price is more or less in a single line in the last 3 months. So you mentioned that the margin is under pressure in the coming quarter. You are mentioning that this is of the fixed of extension, or is there any possibility of the state increase further from here on?
Can I answer this? There's a lot of echo in my line. I hope I heard your question. Do you mean to say that needle pricing is around $1,500 and electro pricing? What did you say?
Yes, needle pricing is around $1,500 to $1,700, and the graphite electric pricing more or less trading at the same level in last 2 to 3 months, if I'm not wrong. So in that scenario, we can expect improvement in spread. But you, in your earlier comment that you mentioned that the spread is under pressure, the margin is under pressure. If you can throw some light on that.
I've again heard the needle price, but I've not heard your price.
No, I heard it. I can answer. So as far as the price of coke is concerned, you are more or less in the ballpark. But your second assumption is not correct. I mean, Manish clarified that the markets are weak, and we do expect the markets to remain weak for the next couple of quarters, and the prices are under pressure. So it is not correct to say that the prices are stable. Prices are under pressure. But we still expect to maintain our capacity utilization at about 80-85%.
Okay, sir. So that's helpful. And my second question is that graphite anode project, it will come in the second half of the calendar year 2025. So what can be the ROE or the IRR we can expect from that project, and how much that can contribute to the profitability of the company? If you can give some broad idea on that.
So can't give an absolute idea on that because we are still 2 years away from completing the project. But the project cost should be approximately 800 crores, which will produce 10,000 tons of anodes. Current price of that being in the region of 9,000 to 10,000 tons. So obviously, I mean, then you can do your math based on that selling price, and you can take similar prices of raw material that we have in our graphite electrode sites. So the IRR, etc. I mean, we are expecting around 25 to 30% in this particular project, based on $8,000 to $10,000 of selling price.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajit from Hindustan Securities LLP. Please go ahead.
Just a follow-up question from my side on the powder you were talking about. Is this a byproduct of the existing process or altogether a new product, sir?
No, this will be altogether a new product, and the raw material will be calcined petroleum coke only, and that can be of different grades of coke. And our byproduct that we produce in HEG, I mean, because there are different grades of raw material that we produce over there, we'll try to use some of those also for this particular project. I mean, as far as the basis of the project is concerned, it's all on new raw materials.
And just a ballpark market size of this product?
I mean, market size is huge. I mean, this is basically going into lithium-ion batteries. In India alone, by 2035, we expect the demand of around 50 to 60,000 tons. And by 2030, around 300,000 tons should be the demand in India, based on what the cell companies have announced. Companies like Maharaja, your Reliance, Ola, and TVS, Lucas, etc., who are setting up plants in India. Their requirement itself should be this. And the global requirement is extremely huge. I mean, today also we are seeing a requirement of around 300,000 tons in globally, which is growing at a very fast.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What will be our share in this 50 to 60,000 tons which in FY20?
Our first phase, we are right now going to produce, I think, 10,000 tons of material. So, I mean, this can be either exported or used for the Indian market as well.
Okay. 12,000. 10,000 or 12,000?
10,000.
10,000. Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you so much, sir.
It's a first project of its kind in India. So marketing 10,000 tons in a market which is today 50,000 tons is not really a problem.
Great. Congratulations and all the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and one. Participants, you may press star and one if you wish to ask a question. Thank you very much. This was the last question in queue. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Jhunjhunwala for closing remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, friends, for taking so much of interest and asking some very pointed questions. I look forward to seeing you next time in about 3 months' time. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of HEG Securities Limited, that concludes the conference. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. You may now disconnect your lines.